Hey there, Scorpio Sun, Scorpio Moon, Scorpio Rising. This is Maggie from Moon Directed. Welcome to my channel. Here we work with the energy of the moon to see how we can best utilize it to move our life forward in the most positive way possible. This video is covering the week of November 25th through December 1st, which includes the new moon that is happening on Tuesday at 4 degrees of Sagittarius. We'll cover that a little bit more in depth when we get to it. I am recording on Sunday, which is the Jupiter and Venus conjoined at the galactic center earlier today. So if you were having a weekend where there was lots of expansion of emotions and love and stuff going on, that was why that was happening. So it was pretty nice energy to start in. I did channel for you, and I will get to that in just a moment. But first, I want to thank you so much for your likes, your shares, your comments, for helping me to grow my channel. When you hit that thumbs up button, when you leave me a comment and you allow me to connect our energy together, is really great for when I'm channeling, because then I start being able to pick up your energy into what's going on, and you're more likely to get a message that actually resonates for you. So that's kind of exciting all the way around. There are many ways to connect with me. They are listed below in the details section. But if you'd like to book a reading, I have that information down there. If you'd like to try to energy exchange with me through leaving me a donation through PayPal, that would be awesome too. So your channeled information. I was getting colors this week, and so you had green and blue. But the first thing that happened was I was just like, it was like this long sigh of relief, like, made it. Like, I know Scorpio was a rough season this time, and it was your birthday season, and that really seems unfortunate. But Mercury in retrograde was just turning up so much stuff. Oh my goodness. It reminded me, I was doing an earlier video, I suddenly saw when I was in high school, I worked at a pet shop, and we used to stick our hands down into the fish tank and stir up the gravel to bring all this stuff up so the filter system could pull it out. And I feel like this is what Mercury in retrograde and Scorpio was doing that. So I feel like now everybody's like, made it, right? So there's that sense, that feeling of, okay, we got through that. So you have, it felt like heart healing. It felt like the green was that heart healing. The heart chakra felt good. The throat chakra felt a little more opened up. And so I feel like maybe you're finding your words, being able to speak your truth. Maybe the sigh of relief was that you're finally able to express to someone how you feel about them in a way that helps to heal your heart. So it could be a reconciliation conversation. It could be this isn't working for me conversation. But either way, it feels good. It feels good. So this is happening. This new moon is happening in your second house of self-esteem, self-worth, finances, self-love. So how do you feel about yourself? And this energy of the galactic center and with Venus in there also brings that in. So I feel like this is a really stirring up for you, and there's a real opportunity to expand your self-love, to fill yourself up with that joy, like pumping that balloon back up that's kind of been deflated through this process. So that looked really good. All right. I usually select some crystals for the week, and I stick them in blessed water in this dish. You may have noticed this dish on my thing before. And what I try to do is I'm drawing in the energy to help me that I believe is affecting the week. And this week, the energy is change. I mean, it is the energy of change, and it's setting off a cycle. We're kind of been in it, but this Mercury in retrograde that we had in Scorpio, like it was, it stirred everything up, and it's allowing us to filter out. And now that stuff is filtering out, changes are going to happen, and it is boom, 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 boom going on. That full moon in Gemini is going to really shine a light on some stuff that needs to get out of there. And then we have the new moon in Capricorn that's coming up on December 26th, and that's an eclipse. And then there's the full moon eclipse in Cancer, which these are the last two eclipses of the North Node in Cancer cycle. And so, boy, that's going to be powerful. And that's followed up the next day with this energy that is building, 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 building until it finally, we have Pluto and Saturn on the 12th of January. They are in conjunction in Capricorn. The last time they were in conjunction in Capricorn was 500 years ago. It doesn't happen very often. It takes them about 33 to 38 years to meet up somewhere, but they've been meeting up in all these air signs, and now they're meeting up in this grounded, let's get it done, let's overcome obstacles energy of Capricorn. And Capricorn is Saturn's home sign, and so Pluto is at home in Scorpio. And because you're going to feel this. Everybody's going to feel this, but after this whole, this North Node and all these eclipses happening in the water signs, and you being a water sign, and that final eclipse in a water sign followed by this happening with Pluto being your ruler. Whew. Okay, so maybe breathing out a lot is what you're going to need to do between now and then. So what happens is they're going to be conjunct, and then Saturn's going to move forward. And when that happens, that's going to create space past the transformation to start building new structures. And so that new moon they're having in Sagittarius is asking you to look ahead. What's the big long distance goal? What's the long distance travel of a change of attitude, a change of distance? It could be moving, but it feels more like life altering. Like, I'm here and this is where I want to get to. Like, really something that's going to take a journey to get there, either emotionally, mentally, could be physically. And so anyways, I was pulling I used the crystal intentions because the energy was so strong. I pulled two that were very much about the solar plexus and self-confidence, and I don't have those, except I'm not sure. This might actually be golden topaz, but I don't think so. But it's the same color, kind of. And so golden topaz says, I step forward with joy and enthusiasm. I see my path shining brightly before me. And so that's what that new moon in Sagittarius is about, is I see the path, sort of. Everything's going to change, and so I think it's more important to focus on the destination and kind of just go along for the ride, because there's not much we can do about the change is going to happen, and there's going to be lots of shakeups along the way. And so I also picked this tiger's eye to go into there also. And then there was the tiger's eye was for the calcicoperite, which says, I am healthy, strong, thanks to physical movement and outdoor exercise. And so get outside if you can, release some of that energy. If you can't get outside, at least when you're feeling stressed out, turn on the music, get up and dance. When you're brushing your teeth in the morning, play the music, dance, do something, move around, even if you're just marching in place, or you're taking the stairs at work, or you're parking way out and you're walking in just to get a little more time out in the sunlight, a little more time to walk, to do a little exercise on your breaks, get up and walk around, do what you can to stir up the energy around you, stir up the energy. It's going to be important. And then that labradorite, I take the time for reflection and see life from a higher purpose. And I have a labradorite here, and it's beautiful. It's this blue of St. Michael the Archangel with this gold flecks. And so that's that throat chakra blue of finding your truth, and the gold of the desire of where it is you want to go. What's of value to you? What are you going to talk about that's important to you? What matters to you? And then fluorite. I am smart. I am open to learning something new. I am organized. It's this beautiful green with purple throughout it. The one I picked it because it looks like there's a starfish in the middle of it, which I really, really liked. But there isn't that much purple. Some of them have much more purple. So you can look around for these stones and see if you can't use them. I think this is the energy of this week, but it feels bigger than that. Feels like this could be energy going forward. So your cards for this week for your overall energy are amazing. Amazing. Oh my gosh, I love it. Okay, so you have the Chariot. This is moving forward, staying balanced, weaving your way in it. But look, he's having fun. So staying balanced, managing things flowing with it. Finally, right? Finally. And then you have the Three of Pentacles and the Ten of Pentacles. It is that building something together in a community that works that eventually gets you to this sense of total satisfaction. I've got it all. I've got the money, I've got the family, I've got the I feel loved, and I feel wealthy. And wealthy is not necessarily financially abundant, although it certainly can be, but it's that sense of I've made it, I've reached the pinnacle of where I wanted to go, and I'm happy with what I've done with my life. And so things are finally moving in the right direction. So 3 into 10 means you're definitely building on something, but it's going to take teamwork to get there. It's going to take community. So those are really lovely energies that are happening for you. I really like that for you. Yay. You've had a rough go. All right, so let's go ahead and get into the week. On Monday, the moon is going to is still in Scorpio, but Venus gets into Capricorn, and it's very grounded, right? That's a nice energy of let's get it done. So Venus likes to be, rules money and relationships, but when she's in the earth sign, she is about the money, she is about the finances, and you have all this pentacle energy here, and so it's about getting things done in a nice organized way. There is going to be an emotional situation because of the Scorpio energy that's going to need to be dealt with. It's going to be need to be dealt with, though, in a very practical, in a very grounded, in a very creative problem solving way. And so, you know, the moon, it's void of course for a little bit that day, and it's kind of like that, take a breath, take a pause, but yet it's working through the problem in the best way you can. I think Taurus got this one. So this is being able to look to the future with somebody else. It's that teamwork, right? To be on the same page, looking in the same direction, moving in the same direction. You're two different viewpoints of looking at something, but together you have a common goal, a common way of getting there. And so that is some really nice energy. Tuesday starts the week toward what's going on. So this moon in Sagittarius energy with where Mars is, as I think it's gotten into Scorpio, and or is it into Sagittarius? Oh, I've lost track. But anyways, the moon, Mars, and Uranus over there in Taurus. Those three, the angles that they're at, it's kind of this really tense, explosive energy. And so change is going to happen. It might take a week or two to play out. And then we've got all these other things happening. So I don't know. But if you've been watching any of the YouTube channels about tarot reading, one thing I noticed this week is how many people were like, oh, and then the tower, oh, and then the tower, oh, and then the tower. And I was laughing. It seems to be a theme. And I can see where that would create that kind of energy. This new moon in Scorpio, in Sagittarius, is Kali. And Kali is a destroyer. She, even though it's a new moon, this energy is about breaking down. So to plant the seeds, to be able to move forward, it's removing what's not working. And so you have, in Scorpio season, there is the death, right? Like the leaves falling off the trees. But Kali breaks them down into the soil. And so that you can extract the nutrients and you can grow something new. And there is at 4 degrees of Sagittarius, it's the two paths. There's a way forward, but there's two options. There's two ways. You have to choose. You have to choose which way you're going. If you don't choose, it will be chosen for you. So I always recommend when that is the option, like it's going to happen, making the choice yourself. I prefer that just because I don't like anybody telling me what to do. Who does? So I like to have a little voice in how my life is going to go. Yes, the change is coming. Can't stop that, right? It's going to happen. So the question becomes, how am I going to manage it? How am I going to move things forward? And how am I going to stay balanced and stay on track and work in alignment with other people as I look through this keyhole and I see that there's something really beautiful on the other side that I want to get to, but I kind of need to recharge my system. And there's this moment. This moment of realization that I am recharging by allowing stuff to completely break down so that I can choose where I'm going to plant my seeds of intention, which path I'm going to take. So having a really crystal vision of where it is you're headed, not necessarily how you're going to get there, because with all of these energies happening, and 2020 in general looks pretty tough too, I think it's going to be really hard to say, I know exactly how I'm going to get there. But I think you can get where you want to go if you really are confident and crystallized in your mind about where it is that you want to go. And so there's the seed of hope that gets planted about, where you would like to go, what you would like to look at it. But there's this whole reality versus illusion aspect to it. And so it is decision time. And choosing to do it while you still have a little bit of control, well, cooler heads will prevail, because once Sagittarius gets a hold of something, and yes, I am talking to you, my little Sagittarius friend that's listening, there's that impulse, like, oh, I'm going to go in this direction, like randomly making up your mind, and boom, well, that's the energy. So randomly things are going to pop and happen, and it's going to feel very impulsive, or you're going to be like, oh, you know what, I'm going to do this, and the choice and decision will be made. So would you like to make it while you're still thinking? Or when you're just being impulsive? And I guess it depends on who you are and how you feel about things. Wow, you got a lot here. Okay, so, oh, that's so many, really? Okay, we have full moon eclipse. Conclusions are within reach. That is that energy that's coming at us in January on the 10th, 11th, depending on what part of the world you live in. Here you go, Scorpio. You're showing up for yourself. Work through your fears, because conclusions are within reach, right? It's going to happen. It says bring love into the situation. So working through your fears with love for yourself and love for the people around you. And even though you can love someone and decide not to interact with them anymore. That happens sometimes. You can love the people at a job and say, but I don't want to work there anymore. You can be kind and generous in how you feel about, okay, well, I really put all my effort into that and it didn't work out. Well, instead of calling yourself a failure, say, wow, I really put in a lot of effort. It just didn't work. That is an honest assessment from a distance that's not negative. And then you could say, I'm so proud of myself because I did work really hard and I ran this thing down all the way I could, tried everything, and you know what? It just doesn't work. So you weren't a quitter, you worked hard, but whatever the situation is, it's coming to a conclusion. Yes, change is scary, and you're a fixed sign, and you don't particularly like change less than other people. I have a lot of initiating sign energy in mine, and I'm like, oh, change, okay. But this is Cancer. This one right here, the Chariot represents Cancer, and Cancer is an initiating sign. And it's like, oh, that doesn't work, I'll go this way. That doesn't work, I'll go this way. But it's kind of fun for me. I'm like, oh, all right, well, we'll try this. But Scorpio, I know that's not how it feels for you, but you're being encouraged to adopt that kind of energy and also to bring people along with you in teamwork and building. So here you have believe in the impossible. Adjustments are required. When I see that guy on the skateboard, I can tell you right now, adjustments are required for sure. This is third quarter moon. Third quarter moon will be happening first week of December, right around the equinox. And so over the next few weeks, you're going to have to do a little bobbing, a little weaving, and oh my gosh, don't let pride get in the way. Don't let what other people think have what other people think is none of my business. What other people think about me is none of my business. It is really a good mantra to live by. Don't let people are going to think I'm a failure, or they think that's weird, or they think that I didn't, or whatever, okay? What other people think is not your business. I paid a lot of money to go to school to get a degree in nutrition and dietetics. And I found myself thinking, wow, it wasn't that I didn't like the subject. I didn't like the Academy of Nutrition Dietetics. That group the entity. It wasn't the people I didn't like, but it was the over-controlling and the lack of teaching us how to read, research, so that we can make our own decisions. We're supposed to, what they tell us, that's what it is. So they're taking my free thinking, my ability to assess a situation and make my own determination right out of the whole thing. And then they wanted to plan, and there were all these things. And then when I took the exam was ridiculous. The questions they asked had very little to do with the job. And I thought, wait, what am I doing? And everybody's like, well, you can retake the test. And I'm like, but I don't want to. Now, I could let pride get in my way, and I could worry that people think I'm a failure because I spent all that time and that money doing that. But I learned a lot along the way. I learned stuff. I met people. I learned a lot about me. I learned a lot of things. And if I were to let pride get in the way, I would have to go back and take that test again and then have a job that would make me miserable. And I said, no, that's not it. That doesn't work for me. I'm willing to make the adjustment. I can see how, from a very practical money point of view, a lot of people are like, oh my God, she's nuts. I'm not nuts. I just know who I am. And that's okay. And so know who you are. Make the adjustments that you need to make. Believe in yourself. Believe in the impossible. Work your way through your fears. Allow self-love. When it says pour love on the situation, I want to say allow self-love. Bring self-love to the situation. What would make you happy? What would make you excited? What would bring that joy and fill you up? You've done all this hard work, so now that you've done the hard work, where's the reward for you? Where's the joy? Where's the happiness? And it comes in making the adjustments. Then move yourself forward in an exciting and new way. And so be willing to do that. Be willing to give yourself the freedom of movement. Like, I know you might have spent a lot of time, energy, resources in this one area, but when you say, but it doesn't make me happy and it's not working for me, that's that emotional conclusion. And that's giving yourself, that's your ticket out. That's when you know this isn't for me. And you're going to need to make some adjustments. And yes, believing in the impossible, that's like understanding that what you decide to do from here, other people don't have to approve of it. Does it bring you this feeling? Does it bring you this joy and excitement of doing something new, different, and exciting? And I can see from the 3 into the 10 that it has so much potential for success. You can make it work. You just need to be willing to move forward on your own terms, because you're going to be moving. Change energy cannot be stopped. The question is, are you willing to move in the direction you want to go in your heart of hearts that would bring you the sense of satisfaction and joy? You're being asked to realize what that is. Oh, look at this. Look at this. Okay, so get the big picture. Get the big picture. Where do you want to end up eventually? That's the big picture. Not all the little steps. Be willing to be flexible and adjust on the way. But the view from above is, where is it that you want to go? And look at this. Infinite abundance. If that isn't that 10 of Pentacles energy, I don't know what is. Abundance is pouring into your life. I have a friend who says, money falls out of the sky for me. That's what this looks like, right? Because they're waiting for the apples to drop by themselves they're just standing there while the apples drop, right? You can create infinite abundance. And abundance is financial, it is emotional, it is physical, it is mental, it is whatever makes you feel abundant, that makes you feel whole. So don't let pride get in your way, like, oh, I've spent so much time and everything, I've got to make this work. At some point, it's okay to say, game over. Going to try a new game. Going to try something new, something different. Going to move in a different direction. I'm going to adjust to what makes me happy, which makes me feel successful, what makes me feel like I'm me. Like I found me. So find yourself, right? On Thursday, the moon moves into into Capricorn at 7:33 a.m. And that is that, all right, let's be patient. This process is going to take some time. It's not going to happen overnight. And trust me, the energy is shifting and changing so much. Where you're headed to, this long-range plan, it's not going to happen overnight. It's going to take steps, right? But there's an acceptance of the situation. There's an acceptance of help. And get in contact with Spirit and ask them to help you put opportunities and people in, and also intuition that guides your choices and decisions that are for the best and the highest good of all. Where are you going to invest your time, your money, your energy, your resources to grow this new idea, this new way of being, this 3 of Pentacles into the 10 of Pentacles? What are you going to do to get there? Step into your personal power. It is going to take hard work. Not going to lie. This one. Any more? Okay. So, we could be talking about money because it says millionaire. To prosper and grow financially, think like a millionaire. It opens the path of ideas and inspiration of success. Millionaires take risks. They don't stay stuck in a rut. And a millionaire doesn't have to be financial. It could absolutely be. But infinite abundance means so much more than that. So taking risks, taking chances, being willing to make adjustments on the fly. You have dragonfly luck. Allow the riches of abundance to come in unexpected and wonderful ways. I mean, come on. Open the gateway to your garden. Give the universe more time. This is that patience part. To bring your wishes to you. Open the gate to let it in. Don't stay in stuck energy. Be willing to step out onto the path. Be willing to open yourself up to the possibility of doing things different, seeing things different. And then we have self-love investment. This card right here is called investment. This stage and phase of the moon is about investment. If you want to know where you're supposed to be investing your time, your energy, and your resources, it is in self-love. As you invest in your self-value, and remember, Scorpio, Sagittarius is your second house of self-worth, self-value, self-esteem, self-confidence, right? As you invest in your self-value of time and energy, notice as your abundance and money grows. When you love yourself, you raise your vibrational energy, and that attracts higher vibrational energies to you, which could be financial. They could be emotional. They could be spiritual. Raise your vibration. And the moon, when we get to Saturday, is all about self-love. And allowing the abundance of the universe to flow all over you, to you and through you. Don't stop it. Don't be like, oh my gosh, okay, it's coming, I'm hanging on tight. No, allow it to flow. Because the more you allow it to flow through you, the more that it opens up the gate and allows more to come in. And so at 3:13 p.m., when the moon gets into Aquarius, this is the researching and the discussing and the new ideas and looking at the problem from all the different angles so that you can run through all the scenarios to see what you think you need to do. This is where you invest in your intuition, where you start trusting, where you start believing that you know things. You know how you say, oh, I knew it, I should have gone that way because now look at the traffic. I knew it, I should have done this. I knew it, I should have done that. You did know it. Just because you can't prove something doesn't mean you don't know it. Doesn't mean you're not being told. Start learning to trust your intuition. When you trust your intuition, when you open yourself up to that, you are opening yourself up to so much guidance and good fortune because you're getting information all the time. Everybody is. But if you are trusting what you're getting, if you are believing that it's coming in, it's going to take you in so many places that you didn't even know. So you have loyal heart. You have loyal heart. And that card has shown up a couple times today. I've lost track of where. I feel like this is being loyal to your heart. I feel like this is you loving you enough to do what you really want. Being willing to make the adjustment that, hey, guess what? I count too. Your long-term loyalty to your goals is becoming evident in the world of condition, where your aspirations for success assume forms in reality. Success is finally taking shape if you are loyal to your dreams, faithful to your plans while remaining flexible and devoted to serving others. You will be shown proof of your true prosperity. This is a time for joyful celebration of spirit, your manifesting partner, that Ten of Pentacles energy. Yeah, trusting and believing in yourself, being loyal to what it is that really matters to you. Putting yourself, your hopes, your goals, your dreams, your values first. Believing in yourself, loving yourself, understanding that you are important. You are really important. So often in life, we give ourselves away to everyone around us. We're trying to live up to these expectations and caretaking, and then we find that there's nothing left for us. We give ourselves away. Invest in yourself. Love yourself. Make yourself a priority. So you have manifestation. This has shown up a couple of times, and I'm not surprised when I see that Ten of Pentacles there. Manifestation. If you could have anything you wanted, what would it be? Get specific and get greedy. Get greedy about what you want, but don't be greedy about hanging on to all the energy, okay? You are holding a magic wand, and you can conjure up anything. Could it be that when you declare your wishes out loud, you find you actually casting a spell for your dreams to come true? Or is it just that in a very practical sense, the more people you speak with about your desires, the more folks there are who know what you want and might have the means to help you make them happen. This is that opening up the gate and not having, not letting pride get in your way. Tell people what you want to do. Tell them what you're trying to achieve. Allow people to give to you. Allow people to bring you opportunities, right? And so either way, stop waiting and start manifesting, and you have vitality. And I don't know about you, Scorpio, but I got to tell you, this has been a really exhausting period for most people that I've talked to. The energy has been very harsh and draining. And then on 11/11, when we had that gateway, I was like, oh, it's shifting, it's changing. And then on the 20th, when Mercury went direct, I was like, another boost of energy. And like, I'm actually being productive again. It's nice because it's been a while. I've been slogging it out. So if that's the way you've been feeling, the energy is actually shifting. So stepping into that and allowing yourself to, nurture yourself, take care of yourself, drink plenty of water, stay hydrated. That feels very important here. But understand that the energy is shifting, and that long slog it's kind of like over. Things are really changing. So it says, I am healthy, vital, and strong. My radiant love of life fills me with healthy, vital, and strong cells. Oh, those are pictures of cells. I'll have to show this to you again. Each cell is a warrior. Every one of them has their own sword and shield. I dare you to try and penetrate my cellular armor. Didn't think so, chump. Look at that. That's adorable. These are fun. So, if you're not feeling that energy surge, imagine that you are. That energy is flowing into every cell of your body, and you can create that vital life force just from thinking about it. That's how you manifest things. What you think about, you bring about. So manifest the good stuff, right? All right, you take care. Happy Thanksgiving if you're here in the United States. If you know any Sagittariuses, be sure to wish them a happy birthday. You have a great week. Happy manifesting. This is really positive, Scorpio. You deserve this reading in so many ways. All right, you take care. We'll talk soon.